This is Hannibal here from the HannibalTV.com. I just finished watching WWE Night of Champions from Saudi Arabia, which it's great. It was only about 3 hours and 15 minutes, which is great for a WWE pay-per-view. Let's run down the matches. The new World Heavyweight Champion, the guy that has the third heavyweight title of the company, is none other than Seth Rollins, the man who got beat up by the fan a couple years ago. He beat AJ Styles, who, by the way, I beat 2 times in one night when he was New Japan champion. That was a good match overall. I'm just not into Saudi Arabia, not into Seth Rollins' character and having him as a quote-unquote world champion. What that means when Roman Reigns is just celebrating 1,000 days as the real world champion is beyond me. Brock Lesnar beat Cody Rhodes. That was the best match of the show. Glad Lesnar won. The crowd was definitely behind Lesnar. Trish Stratus defeated Becky Lynch. That was the second best match of the show. I put the third. AJ's as the third. In other matches, Gunther defeated Mustafa Ali in a really boring match and predictable match. In a match where the crowd was dead, Asuka defeated Bianca Belair to win the Raw Women's title. Rhea Ripley basically did a squash match to Natalya to retain the SmackDown Women's title. I liked this match because it was fast. And then, not surprisingly, Zayn and Roman beat... Zayn and Owens beat Roman and Solo Sakai to retain the tag team titles in a match that had a lot of leg slapping. I would say from like condensed pay-per-view, there wasn't too many matches, and there was most of the matches were pretty good. Other than I would say the Gunther one was really boring. The Bianca Belair one was boring. I'm not a fan of all the leg slapping in the main event and the tag match. But for today's wrestling, that's what today's wrestling fans like. So, best storyline in the history of the company. Well, you must not have seen much. I mean, if it was the best storyline in the history of the company, wouldn't they be doing more than 1 or 2 house shows a week? I mean, when the company was really popular, I mean, they're making more revenue than ever, but there was like 9 house shows a week, sometimes more, because there was 3 crews. It was so popular. How this storyline is good, I know some wrestling fans like it, but I have absolutely zero interest in it. I would say the Mega Powers exploding was one of the best storylines. Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan WrestleMania 3 feud was a good one. Hogan Warrior was a good one. There's 3. The NWO, I would put above that one for sure. Austin McMahon, definitely I would put that one above as well. I remember during the Austin McMahon feud, there was a house show in this town that was almost sold out for a friggin' house show. I've never seen that since the Hulk Hogan days. So again, I'm glad for the people that like it. Everyone has their own taste, but I mean, I'm happy that Piper decided to pee during the main event, so I got to miss some of it. So again, the watch along link is in the description. Anyone that hasn't seen it, go ahead and watch. I was there for Hogan Warrior as well. It was awesome. And yes, Hulk Hogan is lying when he says when Warrior won, 60,000 fans turned and watched Hogan leave. No, sorry guys, that didn't happen. Have a great evening. Like and subscribe. That was my last watch along I'm going to do for a while. I canceled the WWE Network on my subscription because the Canadian version is brutal. I'm telling you. It's almost impossible. Like in months of having it, I still haven't figured out how to even stream it on the TV. And every single other streaming app I've managed to figure out. That's how complicated it is, and it's more expensive than the Peacock one, and it's not as detailed as the Peacock. The only thing I really enjoyed out of the Canadian version is some of the Stone Cold interviews. Some of them were really boring. Like I find he sucks up to his guests a lot, but others were interesting. Like his one with Undertaker and Randy Orton. Even the Jeff Jarrett one was decent, but he doesn't get into the too hard hitting. Even Kurt Angle, in neither the Kurt Angle nor Jarrett one did he ask about the whole Karen Angle stuff. So they're a bit like by the book interviews, but that was my favorite part of having the network. Have a great Saturday. I'm out of here.